Welcome everyone to another startup and automobile documentation. What we're looking at today is a 2018 Ford Expedition Max Limited.
This Expedition Max is painted in ingot silver.
Does have smart key access for all four doors. And on the key fob you have the buttons for lock, unlock, remote start, power tailgate release, and panic. You also have power running boards. Storage and bottle holders in the front door panels. It does have a premium B&O sound system. Power windows, locks, and mirrors. You also have power folding mirrors. And you also have 3-person memory settings for the driver's seat.
It has an ebony interior, and limited models have leather seat upholstery.
Both front seats are fully powered with 2-way power lumbar support. But now that we're behind the wheel, let's go ahead and start the engine, and along with Smart Key, it does have push button start.
The Expedition is Ford's full-size SUV that is based upon the half-ton F-150 pickup truck. The Expedition made its debut for the 1997 model year, and as of the 2024 model year is currently in its 4th generation. Since 1998, the Expedition has also provided the basis for a luxury platform sibling in the Lincoln Navigator. Starting with the 3rd generation, the Expedition has been built in both short and long wheelbase configurations. This 2018 model we have here represents the Expedition's 4th generation, codenamed U553, which also made its debut for the 2018 model year. It rides on the Ford T3 platform and is based on the 2015 to 2020 generation of the F-150, with, prior to the 2022 refresh, the Expedition using the same dashboard design as the 15 to 20 F-150. It also shares this platform with the corresponding 4th generation Lincoln Navigator. For the 4th generation, the long wheelbase variant was renamed from the Expedition EL to the Expedition Max. For 2022, the 4th gen Expedition got a refresh, which gave it an updated exterior, an overhauled interior, and of course updated technology and safety features. The Expedition will be updated again for 2025, but at the time I'm making this video it hasn't come out quite yet. Anyhow, the US market 2018 model year Expedition Max came in 3 trim levels: XLT, Limited, and Platinum. One engine was standard across the lineup, which was the EcoBoost 3.5-liter twin-turbo V6. However, there were 2 different versions, one with 375 horsepower found in XLT and Limited models, and a more powerful 400 horsepower variant found in the Platinum. A 10-speed automatic was the sole transmission available, and the available drivetrain options were rear-wheel drive and 4-wheel drive.
So in the instrument cluster, we have 2 analog gauges, your tachometer and speedometer, with all the rest being located in this digital info display, which can be gone through via these controls on the steering wheel. So this first menu we have right here is My View. You have your digital, speedometer, fuel economy, trip computers, whatever you want to configure for My View, you can just do that. Then you go to trip and fuel, you have your trip computers again, fuel economy, average speed, compass, auto start stop, vehicle info, you have a turbo boost gauge, tire pressure, digital speedometer, transmission temp, you have your towing info, you have your off-road status, you have your pitch and roll, power distribution, and then all sorts of settings. You have your blind spot, cross traffic alert, you can turn on or off, and then up above you have your fuel, temperature, transmission temperature, and oil pressure gauges. It has a 4-spoke design, heated, leather-wrapped, and multifunctional steering wheel. You do have sport grips, and as for controls, On this side, you have your information display controls and your cruise controls, while on this side, you'll find your audio controls and your Bluetooth hands-free phone and voice command buttons. The steering wheel is power, tilt, and telescopic. The parking brake is electronically operated. You have your power adjustable pedals, your headlight switch, fog lamps, panel dimmer, your climate vent for the driver. You can fold down the rear headrest with this button, and with this button you can power operate the tailgate. But right here you have your high beam, turn signal, and wiper stalk. There are also grab handles on both A-pillars. So going down the center of the interior, you have a speaker up top, a little storage tray, your central climate vents, and right here is the touchscreen interface for your Sync 3 infotainment system, which we'll go over more in a bit. You have your hill descent control, traction control, hazard switch. You can toggle your auto start-stop. A little coin holder. You do have some physical radio controls with your volume, power, tuning knobs, presets. You also got your seek track and a couple shortcuts for the infotainment system. A 12-volt power outlet right here. This one still has a CD player slot. Now it does have tri-zone automatic climate controls with a separate set for the rear. But for the front you have a temperature for either side, your dual mode. You push this rear button, you can turn on some of the rear climate controls from here. But then you have your fan speed, different zones, auto, etc. You'll also find the controls for your 3-stage heated and cooled front seats and your heated steering wheel. Behind this cover, you'll find 2 USB-A ports, along with some storage and a wireless charging pad. 2 cup holders right here, a little storage along the sides. Here's your electronically operated gear shifter, rotary style. Putting it in reverse does reveal a backup camera. You can also change it to that camera. You have your drive mode selector dial right here. We have a lot of driving modes. You have normal, eco, sport, tow haul, mud and ruts, sand, grass, gravel, snow, and back to normal. And you have your 2 high and 4 auto controls for the 4-wheel drive system. And your parking sensors toggle right there. You have a large center console with a removable tray and another 12-volt power outlet. Upper and lower glove boxes. Lower one is lockable. Both sun visors do have vanity mirrors and lights. The driver's one also has your garage home link, auto dimming rear view, and on the overhead console you have your overhead lighting, mirror to check on the passengers, and a sunglass holder. And here is the Sync 3 infotainment system in this 2018 Expedition. Right now we're on the audio screen. Your sources are AM, FM, Sirius XM, plus a CD player and Bluetooth audio streaming. Shortcut button right here takes you to your sound settings. And the sound system in this thing, the B&O or Bang & Olufsen, it sounds absolutely amazing, especially with the bass turned up. It sounds incredible. In your climate menu, you do have some climate controls you can control via the screen if you don't want to use the physical controls. Your temperature, different zones, 3 stages of auto, heated steering wheel, phone for pairing phones. Right here's your navigation map. You can also change whether you want what kind of view you want, 3D, as you can see. Navigation menu. Points of interest, that kind of stuff. Sirius XM travel link, so if you have a subscription you can look at your local traffic, local movies, weather, that kind of stuff. And then all sorts of settings, your sound settings, clock settings, radio settings, etc. Vehicle settings even, just all sorts of stuff. And then the ambient lighting, which if your headlights are on, you can change the color of the ambient lighting. So you have ice blue, orange, soft blue, red, green, blue, and purple. But now we'll roll down the driver's window and have a look at the engine bay. All 4 windows are fully automatic.
This Limited is riding on these 20-inch, 6 split-spoke, ultra-bright machined aluminum rims. Powering the Expedition Max is Ford's EcoBoost 3.5-liter twin-turbocharged V6 engine. It's an all-aluminum power plant with dual overhead camshafts, 4 valves per cylinder, along with both port and direct injection. In limited models, horsepower is rated at 375 at 5,000 RPM, and torque is rated at 470 pound-feet at 3,500 RPM. This engine is paired to a 10-speed automatic transmission with a manual mode, and this Expedition Max is a 4-wheel drive model with the standard single-speed transfer case. Expedition Max models use a 27.8-gallon fuel tank, and EPA estimates for a 4-wheel drive Expedition Max are about 16 mpg in the city and 21 mpg on the highway. It has a double wishbone front suspension and a multi-link rear suspension. 4-wheel disc brakes are standard. Max tow capacity for a 2018 Expedition Max is 9,000 pounds, but I believe this one is only rated for about 6,000 pounds.
The fuel door is on the driver's side. This one does have roof racks. Bottle holder, storage on the back door panels. But first we'll check out the third row seats. Alright, so here we are in the third row of seats in the Expedition Max. So, third row passenger amenities, well, you have your own climate vents back here, which is nice. Coat hooks. Got cup holders, storage areas, USB-A ports on either side. And great thing about this, you even have power adjustable seat backs, so you can recline the seats to make it more comfortable. That right there is a very nice touch, especially for a third row seat, which third row seats a lot of the times are kind of afterthoughts. They're decontented, not very comfortable. But this, I mean, you have your own climate vents back here. It's actually pretty roomy. I mean, I could ride back here and not be too uncomfortable at all. I'm 6'1". Headroom's still really good. Legroom and footroom is okay, especially though having this adjustment for the reclining seats, that's really nice. But now we'll check out that second row of seats. Both front seats do have map pockets in the backs. grab handles on the B-pillars as well as overhead. This one does have a third row bench seat as opposed to captain's chairs. So you can sit 3 people across back here. And for one thing, space, I'm about 6'1", the driver's seat's in a pretty comfortable driving position. Space is absolutely impeccable in this thing. Headroom is great, legroom and footroom are great. And as for backseat passenger amenities, well, you have 2 cup holders right here. Now, these are radio controls. You can control the radio, the whole stereo, the volume, you can seek, do all that from here. Then you have 2 USB-A ports on this side, a 12-volt power outlet on this side, and then you have your automatic climate control zone for the rear. You have your fan speed, on or off, auto, different zones, temperature, and finally you have 2-stage heated second row seats for both outboard passengers. And some storage down below here. Of course, you also get your climate vents right up above. Rear wiper, single exhaust, and it does have a power tailgate.
As for cargo space, the Expedition Max offers up to 36 cubic feet of space with all the seats up to 79.6 cubic feet with the third row folded down, and 121.5 cubic feet with both the third and second rows folded down.
Power outlet back here. Great thing about getting the long wheelbase Expedition Max is you have a ton of space even behind the third row seat when it's up. And with these buttons you can raise or lower the third row seats, and you can also lower down the second row seats. Anyhow, thanks for checking out this tour of this 2018 Ford Expedition Max. And as always, stay on the lookout for future tours.